Lockdown defenders. We finally found a pick of a pure lockdown archetype in NBA 2K18. So the primary skill here is defending, and the secondary skill here is defending. Now if you look at the attribute caps, right, you look at the layup, the dunks, the mid-range 3-point shot, ball handling, it's pretty accurate. It's pretty similar to NBA 2K17. So you know what you're going to get with the lockdown. I mean, just look at the strength, look at the speed, the block, steals, lateral quickness, vertical, it's all there. You're athletic, you're locking down. That's what you're supposed to do. In the layups and dunks, well, the dunks are a little bit higher than the layups, of course, but it's similar to 2K17. But I like for you to take a look at the mid-range shot and the 3-point shot, right? You've only got 4 bars for each of them. You are not a shooter. This is a pure lockdown defender build, and this is the way it's supposed to be. Honestly, it should be like this. Now we don't know what the rating will be for the mid-range and the 3-point shot at 4 bars, but I'm assuming that the 3-point shot is maybe a 60, because Mike Wang said that if you have a 63-pointer this year, you'll be shooting 20%. That's 1 of 5 from 3. So every 5 shots you take from 3, you're gonna make 1, only 1, which is how it should be. Now that might deter a lot of people from making a lockdown defender, a pure lockdown defender. But hey, that's why they brought the dual archetype system. So we're probably gonna see a lot of people who make lockdown defenders this year make sharp shooting lockdown defenders. Their primary skill is going to be lockdown. Their secondary skill is going to be a sharpshooter. Or, because honestly, if you're making a lockdown, you're either going to have him as a sharpshooter or maybe even a finisher. I think driving and finishing with a lockdown sounds crazy, because then you be in the paint, you're going to be a presence, man. Not only can you play defense, but you can also do layups and dunks. Even though honestly, I wouldn't even do that, because the lockdown defender in 2K17, but from 2K17, they were already good dunking in the paint. If you made the right build as a lockdown, your lockdown was dunking in the paint already, man. I'm sorry, but the steals and the blocks are max. Lateral quickness is near max. Stamina is almost there. So yeah, man, it's still going to be a pretty good build. And in rebounding, listen, also don't make your secondary skill rebounding with a lockdown, because your rebounding along with vertical is already going to be fine. But we've also got this chart right here. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but we got this chart telling the badges in 2K18. These are the badges and the badge totals right here. The badge totals are literally right here. So you see that it tells you all the badge totals. You see how many Hall of Fame badges you have for that archetype, how many gold badges. And by the way, this year you cannot be able to get every badge. So this is what I'm saying. Lockdown defenders this year, there's going to be a lot less pure lockdown defenders, because people want catch and shoot. If you make a pure lockdown defender, you will not get catch and shoot. Archetypes, the max, I think the archetype that has the most badges is at like what, 27 or 28 badges, and a freaking defending lockdown I think has like 17 badges total. You get 4 Hall of Fame badges, as you can see. You get 4 gold badges and 4 silver badges. So we already see the 4 Hall of Fame badges here: defensive stopper, pickpocket, pick dodger, and charge card. This is for a point guard, by the way. They don't have small forward done yet, but this is for a pure lockdown point guard. Now here's the thing I hate about this, right? They brought back charge card. Again, charge card is not used on the park, man. Hopefully they improve charge card for, I guess, Pro-Am, but I'm not happy seeing charge card as the Hall of Fame badge. Like, they could have gave us Bruiser as the Hall of Fame badge, but they gave us charge card. And by the way, I don't even think Bruiser was a lockdown. Was Bruiser a lockdown badge last year? I'm not, yo, I don't even, low-key, I don't even remember. I'm pretty sure I had Bruiser on bronze, but Bruiser right here is gold. But we don't even have to worry about that, because Bruiser is only one of the gold badges a lockdown has this year. So actually, the lockdown defender definitely has gotten better, because now we got Bruiser gold. So I'm also wondering, do lockdown defenders also have rim protector? Because if we also got 4 more gold badges, one of them's got to be rim protector, right? I mean, why not? Why not have rim protector? But yeah, man, defensive stopper, pickpocket, pick dodger, charge card are all the Hall of Fame badges. Unfortunately, I hate that pick dodger is one of the Hall of Fame badges, and I also hate that charge card is a Hall of Fame badge. Like, damn, that just sucks, man. But if you look at a defending 3-point shooting shot, lockdown defender, right? You're gonna be able to get, you don't get any Hall of Fame badges. You don't get no Hall of Fame badges, but you do get 11 gold badges. So the difference is gonna be there. Do you want 4 Hall of Fame badges, or do you want to stick with having a lot more gold badges? Because you do have 4 Hall of Fame badges and 4 gold badges with a pure lockdown defender. But if you didn't want to just be a pure lockdown, you wanted to be something else, then you could get more badges. So it's going to be up to you if you want badges like catch and shoot or even relentless finisher, because you're not going to get it with every archetype. So that's the interesting thing in this game. Now, some dual archetypes do have Hall of Fame badges. As you can see right here, if you make a defending rebounder, you get Bruiser Hall of Fame. Same thing with a post scorer lockdown, you get Bruiser Hall of Fame. But honestly, I wouldn't advise making those builds. I mean, those are going to be really niche builds. I mean, you're already pretty decent at rebounding. Why make a defending lockdown? Now, if you're a rim protector, that could be a good difference right there. But as a regular lockdown point guard, the small forward, nah. But as you look at the small forwards right here, you see he hasn't made the defending. By the way, shout out to Duncan Sean, but he hasn't made a pure lockdown for the small forward. But looking at the 3-point shooting defender, again, 8 gold badges, 9 silver badges, 9 bronze badges. You get 26 badges total. So I think a lot of people are gonna be making 3-point shooting lockdowns, man, because everything else is like, yo, your passing and ball handling is not going to be too high compared to what it was before. Shot creating, what's the point of being a shot creating lockdown? So it's either going to be driving in and finishing or 3-point shooting lockdowns out there. Honestly, 3-point shooting is going to be in a lot of people's dual archetypes. That's facts. But we also got one more chart to look at. This thing right here, it tells you the max attributes for each of the freaking archetypes in the game. So you see layups, dunks, mid-range, 3-point. Again, you go to defending. Your mid-range is capped at 4 to 7, or your 3-point is capped at 4 to 5, which is what we saw in that screenshot in the beginning of the video. But if you keep on looking, right, look down a little bit. If you give your lockdown defender 3-point shooting, your mid-range increases a lot. It actually goes up a good amount. I mean, your mid-range could be capped at 13 attributes. So is your 3-point shot, which, alright, we don't know what that is, but that's still pretty good compared to being capped at a 4 or capped at a 5. Like, that's a huge difference right there, man. I mean, Jesus Christ. However, looking at the 3-point shooting lockdown defender, right, the rebounding does go down. It goes down a little bit. I mean, the steals go down a little bit, the blocks go down a little bit. The vertical, it looks like the vertical is almost quite the same. And the same thing with the lateral quickness and freaking, well, the speed is definitely lower. But it's not that low enough to, I don't know, man. It's going to be difficult, man. I ain't gonna lie. 3-point shooting lockdown looks pretty good. You have decent shooting and you'll still be able to give the clamps. I mean, you won't have Hall of Fame pickpocket. You won't have Hall of Fame defensive stopper. But if you also got catch and shoot and maybe corner specialist, that's going to be a big deal, man. So it's going to be interesting to see the lockdown defender builds people make this year, especially me, man. I mean, honestly, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm probably going to start with a pure lockdown defender build just to see how that feels like, because I always want to see the best defense first. Then after that, maybe a few months down the line, 2 weeks, maybe a month later, I'll make a 3-point shooting lockdown. It's good to see the varieties, but I'm either going to only make a 3-point shooting lockdown or a driving finishing lockdown. All the other lockdowns, to me, I don't see the point, man. I don't see the point. It's like making a glass cleaner that has passing and ball handling. There is no point in that. But anyways, let me know what you think about these attribute caps. Let me know what you think about these badges. And if you're making a lockdown defender, are you making a pure lockdown defender, or are you gonna make one of these dual archetypes? And if you're making a dual archetype, which dual type archetype lockdown defender are you going to be making. But anyways, leave a like for more NBA 2K18 information. I'm out for now. Peace.